plan A and plan B in my life, right? So plan A is where I love being. It is my passion. It is the part of my career that feeds my soul. It is my dharma. It is what my life path is all about. That's what plan A is. Plan B is a different trajectory. Plan B is me playing in someone else's creation, me playing in safety and security, knowingness, knowing exactly what things are going to look like, and how things are going to be because I'm following somebody else's rules and mandates. And for a lot of us who are in 2021 and we're looking to grow further who we are spiritually and emotionally, financially, all of the five categories that we're always working towards, is that we're in the midst of a massive change energetically as we're hopping into the Aquarius, which Aquarians are not exactly rule followers. And I think that's why we're seeing more and more people hopping out of their day-to-day work and following more of what their passions are. But this is the glitch that gets a lot of people. So I'm sharing this story in hopes that if you are someone who's experiencing plan A or plan B for yourself, how it is that you can play that to your advantage and not to allow it to deter you from following that intuition part of yourself. Okay, so how we do that is when we are in the midst of creating something, being in that plan A, that plan that's like, oh, that's it. I just know that that's it. And then all of a sudden you might be feeling like, oof, but I don't know what tomorrow brings. I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't have a set pattern. I don't have enough business rolling in. For some people will be like, I don't have enough business rolling in. So people begin to dabble in plan B. What happens within that, I'm going to explain it with parallel realities. So think about you as the earth. You're the center. You are the center of the universe in this actually the sun. Hello. I do know a little bit about science. So let's say you're the sun. And so everything else is just running around you, right? You are the sun. You are the focal point of your own reality. That is very true. It sounds very selfish, but it is true because no one else sees and views things or creates things for you except you. Or it's like me sitting in the seat. Here I am in my reality, and I have a chair that turns me in a perfect circle all the way around. And within that circle has all of these segments of choices that I could be making in this moment, and in this moment, and in this moment, right? So that's what living in the moment is. This moment, this moment. So parallel realities come into effect that here you are in this moment, and around you, you're going to be making a choice about something. And you have an infinite amount of choices. That's why we have a circle. In the moment that you make a specific choice for yourself, you're hopping yourself into that reality, a parallel reality, where a lot of the same players, a lot of the same house, the same car is all with you. But in that moment, you're making a choice which puts you into a new trajectory. So let's say you've decided, okay, plan A, that's it. I really believe in it. It's like day one and you're feeling really, this is how Benedito Massaro talks about it, is day one, day two, day three. So day one, you're all gung-ho. Yeah, I want to do this. This is perfect. I've got this. And then day two hits, which doesn't necessarily mean day two. It could be in 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years, whatever. But all of a sudden, you come up against bumps in the road, right? Things that trip you up, statements that you're saying to yourself that this isn't possible, or maybe a situation arises which makes you doubt it. That's what day two looks like. So in that moment, you're going down, your reality, you're all confident in this parallel reality, and all of a sudden something stumps you, and you're like, oh crap, maybe I should go back maybe I should go to plan B. Plan B, because plan B is somebody else's dream that I am just going to be participating in, and that just feels easier and simpler for me. I'm going to hop over to that reality. So what happens in that moment is that you literally have split yourself. You've got energy over in plan B and you've got energy in plan A. Because you'll find yourself going back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. Like, oh, I don't want to be doing this. I really don't want to do plan B. It's my fallback. It's really not my passion. It just makes me think that I'm safe, right? It is this, I've created a false premise with thinking that if I'm working or doing something of someone else's dream, it takes that pressure off of me, right? So in that moment, you've chosen a whole new reality for yourself. Now, how can you play with a plan B that would actually support plan A and give you the comfort that you're seeking and the knowingness that you're seeking, right? That's why you went down plan B, is because it gives you a false sense of security. It's security, but it's a false sense because you didn't believe in it at the beginning, but now you do because you've hit a trigger or a bump in plan A. So a great way to think about this is as you're walking down your path and you're doing your Dharma and you're excited about your day or your week or your month or your business or whatever it is that you're working through, and the bump comes up, how you can participate in plan B and feel safe, but still keeping most of your reality in plan A, in that parallel reality, is by knowing that plan B is there for you. And you can hop over to that reality in a split second if you need to, right? There's nothing wrong with having a backup plan or a B plan, but only if you're willing to participate in plan A fully. Which means when you hit the bump in the road, you can think about plan B, like, oh yeah, that's there. That's there. I could go there anytime I want. But when I put my toe into plan B, I'm seeping some of my energy over there, and I want to keep going on plan A. So now I need to take a look at what I'm saying to myself, how I'm talking about plan A. Is it in current terms, current verbiage in the now? When I hit a bump, what am I saying to myself? Okay, I'm going to learn from this experience, right? Or whatever you're going to say to get yourself through the bump, like you would tell anyone who is going down plan A and all of a sudden hits a bump and you're going to say, no, don't come out of it. Keep going. It's only a few more steps. It's kind of like another way to envision it is like you're in the middle of the tunnel, right? There's only a little bit of light going backwards and a big portion of light in front of you, right? But all of a sudden, something covers that big light that's in front of you and you get scared. So you want to instantly turn around and run back. But your best friend, which is just another you, is standing at the beginning of the tunnel and saying, it's only a few more steps. Keep going. You've got this. Plan B will always be there for you, but keep going. Watch what you're saying. Watch what you're thinking. Gauge your emotions. Become your own emotional alchemist. Realize that you've got the power within. And then ask for a sign. Ask for a sign that of how it is that you can solve this problem. You can only solve the blip that's in front of you, the darkness that's in front of you, is by walking through it within your own light, right? And what happens is all of the energy that you're holding towards that plan A gets bigger and bigger and bigger with every step that you take. Every step that you take. So don't take that step over to plan B unless it really has to be, right? I think there are always circumstances in which once in a while we've got to step out of plan A and go to B, as long as B is not the end result. It isn't where you get stuck. It isn't where you stay. Sometimes we have to go into plan B for a little bit because the focus is still A and you're going to get back to A. But in that moment, that's is going to benefit you the most. So it's always kind of interesting when we think about the differences between plan A and plan B. Plan A, put all your energy there. Plan B, a little bit of energy as long as it doesn't overtake the dream or you allow it to dictate how you're going to experience your life, right? So I shuffled a bunch of cards, and this cracks me up. So for this whole conversation, we received the Seven of Cups. Cups is always about emotions, right? And you can see his cups are all overturned, and he's really kind of in a perplexed thought. I'm trying to find the page. Which means he's got a lot of opportunities in front of him, and he's not really sure what to focus in on, right? When you're perplexed like that, it kind of shows like, I'm not really sure what to do. And it's kind of like, I love how it says in this book, this is the Light Seers Tarot deck. When you daydream your way into the future, the options that you have in front of you can feel both under and overwhelming. From path A to Z, it is often nebulous, and life can present itself like a game of chutes and ladders that brings you down only to lift you back up. The desire you choose is the correct one and the perfect path that can further complete and or muddle your decision. Complicate or muddle your decision, because there's no way of knowing what will spill forth from the cup that you choose. Use your intuition to decide, remembering that the temptation of shiny things can be illusionary. And the shiny thing is plan B, by the way. It's definitely an illusion, to give you comfort, to keep you steadfast, right? Because when we're following our dharma and our dreams, it isn't always clear on what the next step is. But if you really are quiet enough that you can hear and sense the next step for yourself without judging it too much, because we're going to judge it, but when we allow that judgment just to be like, okay, I hear that, but I'm still going to follow through on it, then you know you've really anchored in that energy that you need to fulfill your dreams and wishes. It's always a work in progress. It's never complete. It's never done. But this is just a grand reminder for anyone, like a lot of my clients who are in the midst of change, trying to figure out their path A or their path B. Always go with the one that sparks joy and compassion and bliss in your heart. And then, if you feel like you need to have a plan B, do it. But do it in a way that you recognize that that would only be if something like blah, blah, blah were to happen. And you would only be in it for a short period of time. Because that releases the energy or the connectedness that it would have on you. It can't anchor. B can't anchor itself in you. It's just kind of floating out there aimlessly. And if you needed it, you could grab it really quick. And if you don't need it, it'll just keep floating right around you. You'll be fine with it all. I hope that helps. As always, be your own emotional alchemist. Know that you have such a unique way of living and learning, and honor yourself in all of that today. Until next time.